Gary Kubiak is officially out as the head coach of the Houston Texans today on this Friday between Black Friday and Friday the 13th. Of course, a day that, of course, means something, I guess, now, December 6th. So, Gary Kubiak's out as head coach. Joe Marciano also out as a special teams coordinator. Two moves that Houston fans have been really begging for the Texans to make for at least the last 6 weeks or so. Um, and while it's tough to always see somebody lose their job, I feel it was definitely the right move. The Texans a 7-11 game losing streak, the longest in team history, and just watching them on the field, they're just not good. They committed 14 penalties last night, which is a team record, which it really shows undiscipline on their team. There have been issues of accountability. There have been issues of inconsistency with not only the players on the field, but what the decision-making process goes into who gets on the field. Keyshawn Martin has struggled in the special teams game, for example, and no matter what blunders he makes, it seems like Kubiak would always just put him back out there and just, hope for the best, maybe hope for a change or some sort, and that would just never happen. So, Texans fans got tired of Kubiak, and his offensive play calling seemed to be a little bit lacking for a guy that was such a quote-unquote offensive genius. So Kubiak is gone. Joe Marciano, special teams coordinator, is gone. The Texans special teams have been atrocious for 2 years now, and it's clear that something had to change, especially after seeing guys that maybe didn't do so well with our special teams, notably Jacoby Jones and Trendon Holiday, go and have breakthrough seasons on other teams, special teams unit as returners. Jacoby Jones with the defending champion Baltimore Ravens, and Trendon Holiday as a game changer with the Denver Broncos as their punt returner. Where do they go from here? The Texans owner Bob McNair has said that he's looking for a coach with some head coaching experience in the NFL, which I'm not sure if is a great move at this point. The only real guys that they can target are John Gruden, who's currently working for ESPN as their Monday Night Football analyst. There's also the chance of them getting Lovie Smith, and there's also other coaches out there such as Bill Cowher, who has repeatedly said he does not want to come back and coach, or at least has turned down all the other coaching offers that have been given to him. Many more appealing offers than this Texans squad. So if Bob McNair is limiting his criteria to that, and wants a coach with head coaching experience, then it's going to be interesting to see just how much power this head coach is going to want. A guy with previous head coaching experience is usually a guy that thinks that he knows what he's doing. Maybe he's a retread. Maybe he just was in a bad situation somewhere else. And maybe he comes in and says, okay, I'm not going to take this job unless you give me personnel power, power over players who's chosen, basically taking some of the thunder away from the general manager. But at this point, it seems like Rick Smith, the Texans general manager, is going to stay. So it seems like there's a bit of a contradiction there. Personally, I would be inclined to maybe go after a guy like David Shaw at Stanford, who seems to have very, very much respect and always puts a winner on the field, even though his teams may not be as talented as even teams within their own conference, say Oregon, for example. So David Shaw would be one guy I would go after if he was willing to listen, but that doesn't seem like the direction the Texans want to go. Kevin Sumlin's out of the picture, obviously, after signing that extension with A&M. And at this point, the three that I mentioned before are the three guys that I guess would be the first calls by the Texans. I've heard Mike Shanahan's name, but I don't know how that would go if he gets fired in Washington, which I don't see happening. So, unless there's a coordinator out there for some team who has some previous head coaching experience, Bob McNair may have to change his mind. I hope he does. Retreads are never a good idea in the NFL, because you really know what a coach is at this point if they've already been a head coach. So, personally, I hope the Texans change their mindset, go with an assistant coach of some team that they know deserves a head coaching job, and it'll be interesting to see just how much of the staff they keep on. So, again, the Texans fire their head coach. Gary Kubiak is gone. Joe Marciano, the special teams coordinator, is gone. Now the search begins as Wade Phillips takes over as the interim head coach for the remainder of the season, and Texans fans will have to wait and see just what happens with their head coaching vacancy from here moving forward.